Hello and welcome, dear students, to a series of grammar in use. This is one of the lessons on everyday grammar, the simple present tense. Let us begin with the simple present tense, where before you make a note of the lesson, kindly make sure that you have your pen and pencil ready, a notepad, so that you can take down the rules and the sentence structures which are expected of you. Let us begin. The simple present tense is used to make simple statements of fact. Kindly make a note of the word fact to talk about things that happen repeatedly. Make a note of this also, things that happen repeatedly, and to describe things that are always true. So that means universal truth. There are three such factors that I have mentioned over here. Kindly make a note of it. These are the three places where simple present tense is used. Now let us see what are simple present tense and how do we construct such sentences. The simple present tense as such is to make the present simple of most verbs use the base form. That means the infinitive without to. Now, what is the base form? Base form of the verb is actually the actual form that occurs in the dictionary without any inflections like ing or ed or any additional word like an s added to it. That is the root word or the base word of verb. Now let us see the structure that is given to us is I eat. I eat. I is the subject to the pronoun over here. Eat is the verb, and together this much itself is a sentence in itself. I eat. The base form of the verb is to eat. Now, I eat lunch at noon every day. This is a complete sentence that is given to us. Over here, it is given every day. That means an adverb of frequency, which is showing that some action is occurring at a regular interval or on daily basis, and often would be at present simple tense. So when something is occurring every day, it will take simple present tense. So it will take the root form of the verb with the subject. It can be a noun or a pronoun. Let us see the second example that is before us. She eats lunch. She eats itself is a sentence in itself. If I were to stop over here, the subject over here, she. Now you can see the little difference over here. When we use the pronoun, the third person pronoun she, the verb takes an S with it. She eats. Now there is an additional form of the additional part of the sentence. Let us see the sentence. She eats lunch at 2 p.m. every day. Now this is also showing every day. That means something that is occurring regularly, as we remember that from our explanation. That's saying things that happen repeatedly. For that we use simple present tense. Now then the additional information that I've given is that with he or she, it, add an extra s to the base form. Remember the rule, the first person pronoun I will go with the base form of the verb, and he, she, and it will take an S along with it. This is the structure, requesting you to pause at this moment and construct one sentence which ends with every day so that you naturally use a verb which is in simple present tense. Try using one with I and try constructing one with he or she. As you have constructed the sentence, let us proceed further. The simple present tense, let us see certain examples that are before us. We drink coffee every morning. We drink coffee every morning. This is showing some habitual action which is occurring regularly. We start work at 9. This is also one habitual action. They leave work at 5 o'clock, 5 p.m. This is also one habitual action. Now, this was with the root form of the verb. So, we can also see that the first person plural, that is we, takes the verb without an S. We, that is a first person plural, takes the verb without an S. Second person plural, they. takes the verb without an S. Now let us see the third person. She drinks coffee every morning. He starts work at 11 a.m. He is the third person, so it will take verb with an S. She is the third person pronoun. Will take the verb. It will take the verb with an S added to it. Now let us see the last example that we have. Rob leaves work at 7 p.m. Rob is the third person about whom we are talking, so that is why we have taken an S along with it. Rob leaves work at 7 p.m. Let us proceed further. The simple present tense. Now let us see how to form these kind of sentences. In the structure, we have got three parts. First is the subject, then is the verb. Now you know that by now that with subject and verb itself will complete the sentence. So we have got this two essential parts, that is subject and verb. In addition to it, there might be some additional part of the sentence to give a complete meaning. I, you, we and they will take the verb in its original form. That is the base form of the verb. So I eat lunch at 2 p.m. every day. You eat lunch at 2 p.m. every day. We eat lunch at 2 p.m. every day. They eat lunch at 2 p.m. every day. Next structure that we have is he, she or it. These are the third person pronouns and it will take an S along with it. That means with he, she and it, S is added to the verb. Let us construct. He eats lunch at 2 p.m. every day. She eats lunch at 2 p.m. every day. It eats lunch at 2 p.m. every day. Now, when do we use it? It is generally used for animals where you do not know the gender of the animal. So, for that animal, you can use it. It eats. For example, the parrot, it eats lunch or grains at 2 p.m. every day. Now, let us proceed further and see what do we have. At this point, I request you to stop and construct one sentence using each of these pronouns, using the root form of the verb, and each of these pronouns using the verb with an S. You may change the remaining part of the sentence and construct your own sentences. Let us proceed. Now the simple present tense, adding S and ES with endings. With some verbs, ES is added for he, she and it. These includes verbs ending in SH, CH, O, SS, X and Z. If you remember, when noun plurals are formed, words ending with these sounds or these letters take ES along with it for plural. Now, we are not talking about singular and plural over here. We are talking about verbs. Now, these verbs, when they end with SH, CH, O, SS, X or Z, they take ES when we add them, we use them with the third person pronoun. Now, let us see. I go to bed. Go is the verb, but when we use it with the third person pronoun, he goes. Why do we add es other than s? Because of the rule, because the verb is ending in o. So he goes to bed. Es is added to the verbs ending with o. Let us see the next example. I finish work. When we change the pronoun to he, the word finish will take es. Finishes. He finishes work. Why do we add es? Let us go back and check our rules. SH. When the verb is ending with sh, it will take es. So es is added to the verb ending with sh. Let us see this third example. I watch TV or television. When we change the pronoun, she watches television or TV. Why do we do this? When the word watch, ch, it ends with the verb ends with ch, it takes es along with it. So she watches television. Es is added to the verb ending with ch. Remember these um, suffix, the verb suffix or the words is not exactly a suffix, it's a part of the verb. But remember these two blends the letter, again a double s, x or z, it's a part of the verb. If the verb ends with these letters, only then it will take es. Let us see the example. I cross the road, she crosses the road. Why? It takes, it is ending, the word cross is ending with double s, so it will take es. She crosses the road. I fix the car. As per the rule, the verb is ending with x, so it will take es. She fixes the car. Es is added to the verb ending in x. Their phones buzz all day. It is z, single z or double z. It will take es. His phone buzzes all day. Es is added to the verb ending with z. Let us proceed further. The examples that we have: Tom does the dishes every evening. Tom does the dishes every evening. He washes the windows on Fridays. She teaches English to 6 students. He blushes when he is embarrassed. Now, at this point, I request you to pause the video and construct 4 sentences using does, washes, blushes, teaches. You may change the pronoun as per your requirement. You may change the remaining part of the sentences as well. It can be completely independent sentences. Let us proceed further. The simple present, few common mistakes forming the present simple. When the present simple is used with he or she, it or one person's name, it always ends in s or es. He starts work at 11 a.m. is correct, but when you say he start work, it is incorrect. Start without an s is only used for I, you, we, and they, so it is incorrect. So we should remember these pronouns will take only the root form, but when you use he, she, or it has to take an s along with it. There is no need to add the auxiliary verb do when forming the present simple. It is only used to form questions and negatives. I eat lunch at noon every day is correct, but if you add the do form or the auxiliary, auxiliaries are those 11 words which are also known as helping verbs. Am, is, are, was, were, do, did, does, has, have, had. Avoid using these words here with simple tense or simple present tense. So this do is incorrect. Do is only used as an auxiliary verb when forming negatives or questions. Negatives are when the sentence have do not. The word not, that is called negative. So you have to add do not. So it is incorrect over here. And for questions, do you eat lunch? For that purpose you can add, but in a statement it is not required. So it is incorrect. Let us see what do we have in store. Now let us see the be form in the simple present. What is be form? I have just mentioned there are 11 such words. Am, is, are, was, were, do, did, does, has, have, had. Be is an important verb with an irregular present simple form. I am 25 years old. Am is the be form. You are a chef. Are also follows we and they. So that means you are, we are, they are. He is happy. Is also used with she and it. Now this grouping of the pronoun we have understood so far. He, she, and it will take is, and you, we, and they will take are. At this point, requesting you to construct one sentence each so that you get used to the construction. Let us proceed. Now let us see how to form these sentences. I am happy. You are happy. He, she, it is happy. We, they are happy. Remember this set, this goes together. You should learn this by heart and should practice it, constructing sentences and using it in writing and speaking as well. Let us proceed. For the examples, I am a doctor. They are students. My grandma is 92 years old. We are late for work. This R is a contraction. A is taken away. So we are, apostrophe is added for A. We are late for work. He is American. He's American. He is American. I is taken away. It is apostrophized. That is how contractions are used. Ruby is 7 years old. Ruby is 7 years old. This is actually Ruby is. I is taken away. Apostrophe is added. And that is how the contraction is used. The present simple with have. Have is also one of the auxiliaries. Have in the present simple. Have is an irregular verb. The third person singular form is has, not haves. Do not add any s to it because for singular we use has. I have a garage. She has a yard. He is also used as a third person. Singular he, she and it will take has. Let us see the construction. I have a garage. You have a garage. We have a garage. They have a garage. He has a garage. She has a garage. It has a garage. The sentence structure, requesting you to construct a few examples at this point before we proceed further. Let us proceed. The present simple with have. For the examples, I have a car, you have a sister, I have a painful back, they have the same dress, they have a new baby, the cat has a new collar, he has a cold, Thomas has a driving lesson today, Jack has a bad headache, Sarah has coffee with Tom every Tuesday. Requesting you to pause at this moment and construct sentences using the similar structures, changing the pronouns or names wherever necessary. With this, we have come to the end of this lesson. I hope you have enjoyed it. If you liked the lesson, kindly click on like, share and subscribe. Thank you very much for your kind attention.